Hey, welcome back. Today it is Mexican rice or Spanish rice, whichever you prefer to call it, or you can just call it orangey rice, whatever. I see it in Mexican restaurants, so I call it Mexican rice, but other people call it Spanish rice. Either way, I think you know what I mean. So let's get to it. 2 cups of white rice. This happens to be jasmine rice, which I'm comfortable with, and I think it works out well. So jasmine rice, 2 cups. And we know the universal ratio for rice is 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water. So I've got 2 cups of rice because I like there to be a lot of it. And I've already got this big measuring cup with 4 cups of water. The very first thing we're going to do, you have to fry your rice. So let's move on over to my pan that's already heating up and let's get that going. All right, we need to throw a little oil in the pan. Oh, looks like I'm about out of oil. No big deal. I'm gonna put some butter in there. Butter, we'll just put butter. No big deal. Just wing it. About that much. You just need some lube for your rice. Alrighty, in goes the rice. 2 cups white jasmine rice. And we're gonna give it a stir. I'm just gonna mix it right now, get that butter melted a little, get everything kind of wet and lubricated. Now you can sit here and stir this constantly for a while and you'll say, man, nothing's happening. Why am I stirring this so much? And as soon as you walk away to go do something else and get kind of sidetracked, you're gonna say, what is that burning smell? So you don't have to stir it the whole time, but I highly recommend you keep an eye on it or have somebody keep an eye on it. If you're trying to multitask and do other things, keep an eye on it. Because before you know it, it'll get about half burned. But I kind of enjoy this part. It's easy. You just got to keep it moving. And for a while, it'll seem like nothing's happening. And then, like magic, it'll be brown. Shoot, my butter's not even melted yet. This will be a couple minutes. No biggie. I like this part. I like cooking, but that's mostly because I like eating. So this isn't a problem for me. Just let her go. All right, while that's going, I'm gonna keep an eye on it and keep my nose on it as well. I'm gonna get our water ready. We're not just gonna use plain water. I'm gonna add a chicken bouillon cube. That's gonna add a little bit of flavor. If you have some broth or a container of broth that's already left over, pour the broth in here too. Plain water is okay. It might be good, but we're trying to make it gooder, ain't we? Ain't we? All right, some salt. This is where all your spices come from, not the rice, from the stuff we put on it. Pepper. You don't have to do all this part, but I like it. It adds more. So this is garlic powder. I'm gonna spice up that. I want my water to be fancy and spicy. Onion powder. And since this is Mexican rice, and also this will give it some of that orangey color we're looking for. Paprika. Chili powder, because it's Mexican rice. Why not? A little aftertaste of chili powder will be good. Some cumin. Always want to put a little bit of cumin in your rice. What in the hell just happened? That was a lot of cumin just went in there because the damn thing with holes is gone. Oh, it's not? This just in. Apparently it's pronounced cumin. Cumin. So we just put a lot of cumin in there. I'm not sure if that little thing with holes fell in there. Yep, sure did. There's a little thing with holes, so we just got a lot of cumin in that water. I mean, cumin. Either way, though, that still give you a strong Mexican flavor. Let's put some chili powder in there to kind of balance it out. That's okay. That's okay. Stir that up. The point here was to get some water with some flavor in it. That's good for now. Let me check on my rice, make sure it's not burning. And you can see there, I left it unattended for a minute, and it's starting to get brown. So that's why I said don't leave it unattended for too long. It's actually a little dry, and since I'm out of oil, I'm gonna add a little bit more butter. Stand by. We'll see how that fucking plays. Okay, how we doing with that butter? Now that we know it's cooking and starting to brown up, we're gonna stay with it this time. This is when you really need to keep her moving and stay with it. Don't walk away like I just did a couple minutes ago, because right here it's still fine, it's just brown. The little couple bits that might be extra brown, we won't notice in the finished product, so no biggie. Another minute though, and I'd be having to get new rice and start over. So we're just gonna keep on stirring it and watching it. Pay attention and hold that fucker steady. All right, that is getting to be about good. I don't know if you can see that, but it's all basically browned. Nice golden brown. Some bits are darker than others, but that's okay. We're right where we want to be. Now we have to quickly add that water. Here we go. Watch out. It's going to be angry when you do this. There we go. We made it mad, but it's okay. Now we're going to stir it. Turn this down a little. Now, some of you at home are going, wait a minute. You didn't put any tomato product in there. That's correct. Hold on a second. I need to add tomato product. That's what gives you that tomato acidity and that, basically that orange color. So we could use a couple spoonfuls of enchilada sauce. We could use a little bit of tomato paste. We could use some other canned tomato product. But I'm going to reach in my little leftover drawer and grab a couple of packets of Taco Bell mild sauce, and that's going to do it. Because I don't want to open up a full can of tomato product and just use 2 spoonfuls. So watch this. You can also just reach in your fridge and grab a bottle of hot sauce or some other type of tomato-based product. But you'll see, this will add a nice flavor. I dropped one. Don't forget that. And we just did this. I'm just showing you how you can use leftovers. You don't have to crack a whole can of tomatoes to then use 2 spoonfuls. And I didn't want to do that. So that right there is going to give us some flavor. And also, along with the spices, will give us our orangey color. Now we're gonna turn it all the way down and cover it. Standard protocol is 20 minutes. I'm gonna set my timer for 15 because sometimes the water goes away before 20 and I do not want to end up refrying it to get on the bottom. All right, there's our timer, 15 minutes. Let's see what we got. It may be ready, it may need a few more. Let's check it out. Alrighty, the moment of truth. How did we do here? Woo-wee. It's very important. During this cooking process, resist the temptation to stir or even lift the lid. Look at that. Look at that. Fluffy. Nice. Check it out the bottom. Oh yeah, look at that. Now I can get a stir because I know it's done. So I'm going to turn this off. The browned edges are just where the spices kind of settled. So we just stir it up a little. Look at that. Fluffy. This one turned out a little less orange and a little more brown. That's probably because I had that accident with the cumin. Look at that. Perfect, easy Spanish or Mexican rice. Let's bring it over here and check it out. There you have it. You saw it. It did not take very long. Maybe, what, 5 minutes of frying and prep work, 15 minutes on the boil. Now we have a big old pot at home of rice that's just as good or better than the stuff you get at the restaurant. And that's it.